The Outlanders Journey. Tier 1, Level 3. Chapter 14. Errol. You enter a musky, foggy marsh. The sun is obscured overhead, and Saki's form begins to blur as she zips between the tangled vines. Your shoes squelch into bubbling mud, exhaling hot steam. Each step takes twice the effort. Sweat drips from your brow, stinging your eyes. You can hear Laurel struggling to keep up behind you. Rock stops in his tracks, and you nearly crash into him. He sniffs the air, his tongue hanging out of his mouth. His ears twist towards an inaudible sound, and he barks as he veers off to the right. "Hey!" Laurel shouts. He whistles, but Rock has already vanished into the fog. You give chase, following his elated howling, his loud sloshing across the shallow waters. Laurel is cursing under his breath, and you can tell he's falling behind. With a yelp, he trips and splashes into the sludge. You stop, turning around to find his legs fully submerged. Rancid mud has coated his torso and face. He's descending rapidly. You rush to him, grabbing his arms as you heave, but you're beginning to sink too. The water is hot to the point of boiling. "Get away from me!" shouts Laurel, "or we'll both sink!" He attempts to push you away, only to fall over again. A cacophony of laughter rises around you, drowning out the croaking of the frogs and the buzzing of insects. For a moment, you wonder if this is the last sound you'll hear before you die. The muck is now up to your waist. Your weapons are gone. Your rope. You need to grab your rope. "Don't struggle," you try to say as calmly as possible. You plunge your hand into the water, hot and thick like wet sand. You feel for your rope of climbing. As soon as you grab it, you tug upward. It's stuck. You can no longer move your limbs. You pull and pull to no avail. "What are you doing?" asks Laurel, panic in his voice. "Help me get my arm free. We can use my rope." He grabs your elbow, yanking it up with all his might. It barely budges, like it's trapped in clay. The pain is excruciating. In the distance, you hear Rock barking excitedly as you both continue to sink. The force of the mud suction is so strong, you're worried your fingers will be torn off. A thumb in your joint pops. You cry out. You squeeze your eyes shut, praying for the Everlight to save you. It's too soon for you to go now. Not like this. Anything but this. You intend to repent for your wrongdoings to Laurel and Maya Lee. You want to save them, even if it will cost you your life, just so you can make it up to them. You must get everyone out of the Feywild, even if you can't escape. Most importantly, you need to ensure that Ark is safe. Laurel digs his nails into your arms. "Listen to me." His voice is suddenly soothing, encouraging. "You can get us out of here. If anyone can do it, it's you." Not once has Laurel spoken to you in such a manner, and you feel a strange bolstering effect from his words. You close your eyes, channeling your nightly prayers to the Everlight. "Please, let us free, and I will atone for my sins. Please help us." For the second time today, you feel this coursing necrotic energy run through your veins and to your hands. The water blackens to an even darker shade, and a rotten stench bursts out of the foaming bubbles, exploding out and splashing into your eyes. It burns, but you sense your wrist wriggle free. You jerk your arms out of the water, and you activate the rope. Instantly it shoots out, wrapping around the sturdy trunk of a nearby willow tree. You give another command, and it coils its other end around both of your waists. The rope goes taut, and you're no longer sinking, but the downward pressure is crushing your legs. You can hear the rope stretching to its limits as it holds you both in place. "Good work," says Laurel, his voice now strained and hoarse. His grip is starting to slip. "Now we need to figure out how to loosen the mud." You hear the faint flapping of wings, and you gaze up to find Saki hovering overhead. Rather than regarding you, she meows out towards the direction that Rock had disappeared to. Soon, there's barking, followed by Rock's frantic scampering. In addition to his footfalls, you hear several other individuals sprinting to you. A voice resembling Mock's shouts at you. "Over here!" you scream. The first to appear out of the dense fog is Maya Lee, a sight that you didn't imagine would bring you such relief. "Laurel!" she shouts. "Don't come closer," shouts Laurel. "You'll get stuck with us." She halts. Bach, Mock, and a nomad's outlines faintly loom behind her. Then, stepping forward, Mock gently nudges her to back up. He's wielding a strange staff that appears to be a giant sunflower in stalk. He points the staff down at you. The water begins to agitate, the mud loosening. Blood immediately rushes to your legs, which have gone numb. You put your arm around Laurel's shoulder, bracing, and the two of you are raised into the air, along with the sludge holding you down. Laurel yells out in surprise, shrinking down as he squeezes his eyes shut. And before you can react, you are dropped to the ground, the mud sliding off your lower body. Steam is rising from your pants. Bach rushes to the both of you, taking your hands and helping you to your feet. As you try to stand, your knees buckle. You feel as though your entire lower body was boiled alive. Prickling needles run up your feet and calves as they regain feeling, and all you sense is hot pain. Still, you are alive. "Thank you," you whisper. Laurel is barely able to stand. His knees wobble as he leans against Bach. He nods at you. "You bought us enough time. Thank you." You nod, averting your gaze. Should you all get out of here safely, you will offer Laurel a proper apology. Bach ushers you back to the rest of the group, practically carrying the both of you. The others are crowding together on a sturdy, mossy island. The remaining ones here include Elder Lasha, Balar, and Bor. Maya Lee hugs the two of you, smiling as she avoids touching the muddiest parts. You bend down to Rock, patting the side of his belly as you thank him for rescuing you. He tilts his head in confusion, though he seems to be enjoying the belly rubs, his tongue dripping drool. "How did you find us?" asks Laurel. Maya Lee points at Mock, who puffs out his chest. He shows off his staff to you. The flower petals seem to bristle and glow on their own. "I don't understand. Did someone give this to you?" "We met the guardian of this area. She played a game with us, and when we won, she gave us gifts." "Gifts?" says Laurel, furrowing his brow. "This wasn't a trick, was it?" Maya Lee shakes her head, and she pulls out a glimmering crystal shard in the shape of a flower, an iris, it seems. "I got this." "There weren't any ulterior motives? These items aren't cursed." Bach, Mock, and Maya Lee all share a look, and they turn back to Laurel with bewilderment. "Why should she curse it?" asks Mock. Laurel sighs. He points up at Saki, who floats down and perches onto his shoulder. She buries her face into his hair. You scratch behind her ears. "Kitty!" shouts Maya Lee. She immediately rushes to Saki, who hisses and cowers behind Laurel's neck. Laurel opens his hand, displaying the tattoo on his palm. "We ran into a trickster who also offered a gift in exchange for a game. This is a common thing that Fae creatures do here. I don't want you too caught up in something." "And you got cursed?" asks Bach, poking Laurel's hand. Laurel shrugs. "I don't know what I have yet, but the gift I received will help us get out of here. Unless it lied to us. Maybe when we leave, something bad will happen. But it's our best chance to escape. This cat here will be watching me. She'll be its eyes and ears." "That doesn't seem so bad," says Maya Lee, still reaching for Saki. "You get a flying cat." Laurel scoffs, shaking his head. He smears some of the mud on her nose. "We need to reunite with everyone as quickly as we can, and then I'll call on the trickster to take us out of the Feywild." He glances at you and the others. "The cat's been guiding us so far, but who knows if she's trustworthy and leading us down the right path." He runs his hand down her back as her tail whips his face. He sneezes. "I can also track people," says Mock. "I can look for an item that someone's carrying. It will take us there, as long as we describe something specific or unique." "Try my Aarakocra friend's shield," you say. "It's one of a kind." Mock closes his eyes, waving his staff as he whistles a melodic, sorrowful ballad. The leaves on his staff curl up, and the head twists towards the direction that Saki was leading you down, further into the shadowy marshland. The winds pick up, almost as though Mock's tune has called them forth. You catch your breath once more, making sure everyone else is ready, and soon you are trekking ahead, following Saki and Mock. You stay close to Maya Lee and Laurel. The deeper you go into the marsh, the more your vision darkens. The stench here is almost unbearable, like the smell of decaying bodies, which you've had to clean for funerals in the past. You grab Maya Lee's hand, who walks much faster than you expect. The darkness, the mist, is getting heavier, and now you cannot see. You hear Laurel attempt to strike a match and light his chattering lantern, but no light appears nearby. Eyes shut, you sense a slow, fearful heartbeat. It is arrhythmic, familiar, barely holding on to life. A gentle soul, brimming with hope, though perhaps naively so, too trusting for its own good. It is reaching out to you because it knows you will find it. The heartbeat, of course. Ark's. You no longer know if you are hallucinating or truly sensing him. The squelching of your shoes, the putrid air, the chaotic frenzy of everyone's uneven footfalls, the stickiness of the sweltering heat, the humidity and moisture, they all fall away, leaving only the drumbeat of Ark's heart. On the day of his accident, you felt this too. An unexpected synchronization of your heart with his. His anxiety was your anxiety, or perhaps it was always yours to begin with. Each twist, loop, dive, and glide he attempted, you felt as well. There was a chill in the air, a swell in the audience's cheering, and the moment his wings snagged and tangled against the wired fencing, you felt a sharp pain in your shoulder, carving through your back and through your wings you never knew you had. His rapid breathing and heart rate were yours. You ran to him, screaming his name. When he was touched by the Everlight on that fateful night, you saw him in your dreams. This hazy, heart-wrenching vision. He took her offer and swallowed it whole, becoming one with the entity you had sworn to follow till death. With it came a severance between you and Ark, and you have not been able to sense him after this moment. All of a sudden, in this moment, you remember that you were visited by the Everlight as well, on that same night. A hand extended to you, offering you greatness that you could not and still cannot fathom for yourself. You, a vessel of perfection, shedding away your own humanity. You met her awe-inspiring gaze with fear in your heart, and the true words that bubbled up to your throat wished to scream no over and over. "Are you still unprepared?" a womanly voice says. Everlight? You say. You twist around in the darkness. You no longer sense Maya Lee and Laurel. I am here. The voice reverberates all around you, higher pitched than you expected. I don't understand, you say. You say you are here, but why did you abandon me when I needed you? Why do my prayers to you go unheard now? You believe I have abandoned you? I'm so lost without you. I understand. You may not sense it, but I am with you always. Your griefs, your triumphs, your doubts. I treasure them all. Then why do you make it so difficult? There was a time when the gods walked this land, nurtured and cultivated it, raised you all as precious children, swaddled in our protective cradles. These ancient times are long gone, and perhaps they will never return. The influence of the gods over your home plane is receding, though we continue to make efforts to summon champions amongst mortals. Champions like yourself, perhaps. The decay is expanding, and one day it will consume this plane. So I ask you again, do you wish to accept my offer? Flames ignite in your mind's eye. You reach your hands out to touch it. Ark's heartbeat stops. You pull away. Airy? You open your eyes. You reach out for Maya Lee. You find her fingertips. She's near you once more. Where are you? You cry out to Ark. What's going on? Laurel says. His hand grabs your elbow. Airy, can you hear me? Airy, Airy, you have to get out of here. Where are you? You shout again, and the footsteps of everyone ahead of you halt. You hear an eruption directly behind you. You shove Maya Lee away, but not in time for you to dodge. You spin around, and through the scant light from behind you, a figure rises out of the water. Greasy black hair. The cold claws clamp around your neck. You kick at its chest, but it extends its arms, and you can no longer reach it. You clasp your hands around its wrists. It shrieks at you, the voice bearing resemblance to that of the Everlight that had just spoken to you. Hot spittle sprays onto your face. It scuttles away from everyone else, dragging you with it. Errol! Shouts Maya Lee. As the creature scampers, it presses its thumb against your throat. The pressure builds in your skull. You open your mouth to cry out, but no air can escape. You raise your head and stare up at the darkness. You squeeze your eyes shut. You can feel Ark's heartbeat again, quickened and panicked as if he can sense you as well. Footsteps are rushing in, and you hear Bach's especially heavy footfalls catching up. Airy, Airy, get away from it! Get out now! As if his powers are channeling through you, your hands ignite in flames. You're not sure if this power is yours or Ark's. You dig your nails into the creature's skin, scorching its wrists. It screeches even louder, shattering your eardrums. You scream as well, clenching tight as it lowers you down just enough for your foot to touch the ground. You pull your knee back and drive it up through the creature's chin. You sense its jaw crushing, its bones shattering. It immediately drops you to the ground. You stupid little bitch! It screams, baring its claws. You stare into its sunken eyes, dripping with putrid, brackish liquid. Hearing this voice that you once thought was the Everlight's suddenly paralyzes you. But then Bach barrels through, ramming it with his shoulder. He grabs hold of it, pulling its spindly arms behind its back and forcing it down onto its knees. Its long hair falls over its face. It hisses through its broken jaw. It thrashes against Bach, but he's too strong for it. You reach down for your scimitar, drawing it, feeling the burning fire run through the blade. Radiant, dancing lights trail behind the swing of your weapon. You rush in and slash against its chest. Thick black ichor splatters out, and it screams once more. "Where is my friend?" you shout. His heartbeat matches yours. The connection you feel is like no other. The voice of the Everlight may not have been real, but his is, wherever he may be. Bolar and Bor arrive and lunge at the creature with spears. It writhes, disappearing into a cloud of mist before reappearing just above you. Claws ready, it dives onto you. You slide away just enough for it to avoid stabbing you in the chest. The claws pierce your shoulder, but you grab its hair, tackling it to the ground. Nothing in your training prepared you for this kind of chaos. You feel so uncoordinated, so ungraceful. Bor stabs the creature in the stomach, and you squirm away, stumbling backward. Laurel interposes himself between you and the creature. Dozens of whispering, discordant voices ring out, echoing everywhere, speaking a cacophony of curses and insults in Elvish. Then, an even thicker layer of fog forms around all of you. Through faint shadows, the creature's lengthened figure grabs its ears. It shrieks and folds in on itself. Gazing up at all of you, displaying fear for the first time, it shambles away. As it goes, it turns invisible, leaving no trace, and its footsteps cease. Mock races to you and puts his hands on your shoulder, releasing a healing spell. Only now do you register the pain pulsing through your arms, the dull ache on your neck. Bach lifts you to your feet, holding you steady. Bolar and Bor examine their surroundings for any signs of the creature. "I thought," you begin, "I thought I was hearing Ark, but then this creature appeared." "Ark?" says Bach. "You feel him?" You nod. "He must be close." Laurel puts a finger to his lips. "Don't speak anyone's name out here." Everyone nods. You hope no one heard you in this momentary blunder. Elder Lasha steps up, holding Maya Lee protectively. "What was that thing?" "She's likely some sort of hag," says Laurel. "We must be in her lair or something. If that's the case, then he might really be in danger. She might have taken him hostage. There may be up to 3 of them." "Let's hurry," says Mock. "The children need to stay behind us," says Elder Lasha. Laurel places a hand on your shoulder. "Can you still sense him? Is he safe?" You close your eyes. His heart beats with yours. Faint, frightened. You nod. "Good. We still have time. Let's go." "We're coming soon," you whisper. "Stay calm. We're almost there."